today. We should get a drum roll. You want to introduce our special guest?
I have a friend that goes back somewhere between 10 and 100 years named Kevin Braheny Fortune. And it is an honor, a blessing, to have you here with us, kid, because, you know, I've been around you through ups, downs, overs, and unders. And this man has produced some of the most incredible music, or I think it is. And I think the general populace will enjoy the opportunity to talk to you, to hear about a little bit more of your history. Like, tell people what you do with your music as far as therapy.
Sorry, I didn't quite hear that.
I didn't quite hear what I said either. I think the general public would like to know more about how your music has been used in emotional and physical therapy.
I've always had a parallel career in the healing arts.
Mm-hmm.
And back in 1977, I was asked to play for a group at a place called Continuum Movement Meditation. It was led by Emily Conrad Daoud, and it was all about healing. It was all about healing on a cellular level, and that's when I first really began to be able to experience and understand more about the vibrational aspects of music. Mm-hmm. So there are, of course, all the sounds and melodies and things that everyone's familiar with. But, you know, when you're listening to music or even not listening to it and it's just playing in the room, it's having an effect. We're having an experience. We're not the same. It's music to me is about transformation. Because as soon as you hear something, you're having a response to it, whether you're conscious of it or not. And so working with people who were moving very slowly with their eyes closed on micro movements, a whole floor, and I had a quad sound system set up, and I could make sounds on this instrument actually that's behind me that looks like bionic angel wings there. I had a whole laboratory of making sounds and music and seeing what happens on the floor among the people who were there moving. And I also have the ability to perceive, or I say see, I use that term lightly, but perceive energy fields around people. So I could watch the energy trails and hooks and cords and things between people who were moving on the room, and it gave me a language, it gave me an understanding sort of in my own body of what I was feeling while that was going on, and being able to create these sounds at the same time that they're moving really gave me a sense of how that all fits together. And later on I got into channel music, which we can talk about at some point here, but that was really the first time, other than knowing that music affected me since I was born. I had older brothers who were 14 and 11 years older than me, and they were listening to, this was in the 50s, so all of that music that was there, they were bringing those 45s home, and I listened to absolutely everything. So, and also classical music and all kinds of stuff. So I had a sense of how it made me feel, and then seeing people's energy fields, I could tell when something changed, when they would hear a sound. So that's the basic part of it.
Well, all of that makes me wonder. I've been asked how old you are, and officially on the air I've mentioned that you're 19. I know that's not. I know that's not true. How old are you today?
Today I am 69.
Oh, nice. 69. Sweet.
Well, happy birthday.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Say, Kevin, listen to you talk about feeling the vibration of music. I had this vision of going to a couple of different contests, and one of the contestants was deaf, and so it was like a lip sync contest, right? And they would never win because they were always off on their lip sync because they were deaf. Then someone took this person aside and started working with them. And then, oh my God, it was kind of a year later, whichever, I noticed a distinct difference. Like someone got a hold of them and they started feeling the beat in a whole different way. And their lip sync was like right on. And then in fact, they won the lip sync contest. And like, so how powerful, is that tying together that movement and then being able to see, and then being able to allow someone else to see through their movement and hear in that same way. Have you ever worked with deaf clients, Kevin?
No, I haven't actually. I have known people who were, and I had a good friend who was an interpreter. And I used to go with her to different events and things like that, and everybody loved her because she had been an actress. She was very expressive with her hands and her face. You could practically tell what she was saying just by her face, whether you read lips or not. And so she said that while there are some people who, who could sign, Amaslán better than she did, everybody just loved her because she was so much fun to watch. And so there were events like you were talking about, so I was able to witness some of those things, but I didn't personally work with anybody doing that. The only thing that I got close to was a person who approached me because they had tinnitus badly. And they loved listening to music, but there was this frequency going on in their hearing that would interfere with the music coming in. And it would just sound harsh and horrible. So I did some tests. I sent him some frequencies and said which frequency is the one that matches the one in your ear. And so we were able to narrow it down. And then I said, send me all the music that you like to listen to. And I took...
Oh, did we cut out for a minute?
And I notched out that frequency. There's a frequency band. And I sent that back to him. So there was no competing frequency in that range. And he was able to listen to that music again. And he was so happy, practically cried.
Oh, that is so exciting how you can do that. That's actually really phenomenal. I've been hearing a lot about 432 hertz being the original vibration that like balances the body physical. You've got any other insights on that, 432?
Well, these are called the solfeggio frequencies, and there are a number of them that are getting popular. There's 38, there's 936, and 93. I have talked about, I can't verify these things really because I don't know, but these are what are being talked about and have been measured and things like that. So I haven't done my own experiments in terms of experiencing a shift at those frequencies. I just haven't gotten into it that deeply, but I'm looking at doing that because some people have requested music in those frequencies, which is easily done. I can do that. But I can't sort of vouch for it. Personally, like in terms of science, I don't know. Like people have experimented with it, and I'm very open to it. But
You're
I
the
haven't
tool.
done it myself.
You're the tool. You're the canvas. You get to do whatever you want. So it's like
That's
it's
right.
interesting that you have that openness about your art and your skills. That at 69, you're like, I'm looking for some other avenues to share my talents and skills. I think that's pretty cool, Kevin. Are you going to play us a couple of little tidbits or anything?
I don't really quite have a way of doing that you
darn
would
it.
get it over the over the system, but at some point we could set that up. Because I would have to do a whole setup to get music into the computer.
I know.
So,
But we
but I would
did,
love to do that at some point.
we did put